Counter Punch Boxing News. And once again, I am live. And this live is dedicated to Anthony Joshua. If you guys don't know, first of all, Moore's man in the UK resume proves it. Okay. Take Usyk, let hands go. Well, I want to see Usyk challenge someone else. You know, I'm tired of repeats. We've had enough of that with Tyson and Wilder. Okay, so let that be known. But anyway, when we're talking about Joshua's a fucking Riddler. He's a Riddler. You know, Joshua reminds me of this African guy, a friend of mine, right? Sam B. Jones. Shout out to Sam B. Jones. He's originally from Cameroon. You know, he's been on like countless movies and stuff like that because that's where I met him in the film industry. But he's lived in New Orleans for a long time, but he was always very intriguing. He really didn't tell you too much about whatever the hell he had going on. You know, and for that matter, a lot of Africans are like that. They don't really talk about their feelings and what the hell's going on about, like, you know what I mean? Like they don't talk a lot about a lot of things, you know, a lot of things they keep private, you know. And Sam B. Jones, you know, like it was some chicks that was asking him, like, where are you from? What's your name? And she was like, what's your first name? He was like, Sam. He was like, what's your middle name? B. Okay, what's your last name? Jones. That's not your name. And then he told me, he said, I don't tell him because that makes me more intriguing. Then he'll look off and go, right? He was hilarious, dude. Love that guy. Kind of looks like Sidney Poitier, kind of laughs like Jay-Z, you know. But what does that got to do with AJ? AJ is the same way. AJ doesn't like to reveal too many things, you know. Think about it. Why in the Hades didn't he just say, hey, I'm not fighting in June or July because I'm possibly fighting a huge fight of Fury and Wilder later on. Skrilla 50 in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, why didn't you say that shit then? Because then we were doubting because of the mediocre performance that you've done. Maybe you just needed a break or whatever, you know, and you're not fighting to December. And it's like, well, what's so important about December? Well, if you guys don't know, and if you don't know, you should. There is supposedly a tournament going on in December, some type of tournament, you know, that is being discussed through all four champions and former champions. How can AJ say 95% when Eddie hasn't started any negotiations? Well, we know he's going to fight in December. Fights in December, to be fair, right? So not really, and he's already had his fight this year. He's just got it out early, right? So he has it in the 4th month. He has time to chill. He has time to do whatever he needs to do, you know, and then come back and hopefully, most importantly, they have time to negotiate, right? So, yeah, he's going to fight in December. But the thing is, he should have just told us. You know, he should have just said, well, hey, you know, it's going to be Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. It's going to be somebody like that. You know, that's why, you know. But he did leave you with this. It's all a part of a bigger plan. That was the hint that he was going to give us. Dude, somebody ran over a skunk and it is disgusting. I mean, disgusting. So, yeah, like AJ, and AJ is the master of intrigue. You know, he likes to keep you hanging. He don't like, but as you guys know today, he did let the cat out of the bag and say, hey, we are in talks of fighting Deontay Wilder. And I think Deontay Wilder should be the primary focus and really the only focus. Because, you know, Wilder, according to his team, he's down, you know, and if we don't get any of the ego, again, in the bullshit, that fight will happen. I think it's time to happen. You know, I think Wilder needs another fight, to be fair. I don't think he should go all year and then just fight Joshua. But if he feels he needs to do exactly what Joshua's doing and not fight anybody, so be it, you know. But I'm always about fairness, okay? Meaning, I'm always in a situation where I want both fighters to come in at their best. Bill, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Wilder is going to fight Char or some bum. He won't take the big fight, is playing the Fury games. Take smack, don't take a proper challenge. I hope that's not the case, Bill. I really hope so. Because everybody should see what's happening to Tyson Fury now. You know, and he's getting shitted on. But he should be, you know. I mean, people should give him stick about it. Now the question is, how long should he get stick about that? I'd say as long as it takes him to fight somebody credible. And he already messed, you know, Joe Joyce is not an option no more, you know. He has Zhang problems. And he's no longer undefeated. So there's really no hurdle to go over or no award to really make by giving him his trophy all by itself. It's like being the lineal champion because the belt doesn't exist, but you can show people the belt and it's invisible, right? Absolutely, Bill. We're going to see. Hrgovic smashes Wilder the bum. I would like to see that fight, but I don't know. I don't, because, you know, those guys have sparred before. And like I've told you guys about that sparring section, a lot of people are like, oh man, Hrgovic, because I think Hrgovic was like 19. And he was sparring Wilder. And he was hitting Wilder. And yes, they had headgear on and all that, but, you know, Wilder was actually like aiding him, okay? It wasn't like something like Wilder was just trying to knock his face off, you know, but Hrgovic was going hard. So he knew he had to rise to a certain occasion with Wilder because he knew. He's like, hey, I have to do this, you know, I have to show this guy because Wilder was charging him up. Come on, let's go, come on, you know. And a lot of people, oh man, Wilder got beat by a 19-year-old. No, dude, Wilder was seeing what that kid had. He was 19 years old. He was new to the professional ranking. I don't even know if he was a pro yet. So he wasn't even a professional yet. You know what I mean? Yeah, was he hitting Wilder? Yeah, it was hitting Wilder. But, you know, I think Wilder wasn't really pressing the issue either. He wasn't trying to hit the kid or hurt the kid. He knew the kid was 19, you know? And I think people should know that. So, them guys fighting, you still got to worry about a punch that you must avoid. And even Joe Joyce said this himself, okay? Joe Joyce said, well, hey, man, I don't know. I wouldn't want to get hit by that shot. And I'm not trying to. I'm trying to avoid that shot. That's how you're supposed to think. Now, unfortunately, he got hit with too many shots, thinking that he could take certain shots. You know, maybe he was just worried about Wilder, but you have to worry about each and every person and fighter in the heavyweight division. You can't go in there talking about, I think I can take everybody, or thinking that I can beat or take everybody's punch except Wilder's. You know what I mean? Because other things can happen besides getting knocked out or dropped or whatever. You can be hurt. You can be swollen, you know, the fight can be stopped, and it was stopped. So you can knock a guy out. Sparring is different. Sparring is different to a certain degree because you don't know the intention behind the sparring. Sparring is fighting people. But sparring is like, let's say, sparring is unfair because let's say you're training for a fight and you get a sparring partner. Well, that sparring partner can only be coached or instructed to throw a certain punch so that fighter can counter it. You see what I mean? Guys do a broken jaw nose. Kurt, what's a reasonable purse split for AJ Fury AJ? 60-40, like it was before. See, the only thing unreasonable about Tyson Fury is the shit he pulled with Usyk, and he knew it. You know, just another reason we knew he didn't want that fight. You don't offer a guy that's a former champion fucking 60-40 and then turn around and offer the guy that beat him 30-70. That's the stupidest shit ever. You know, people, you know, look. That's just obvious, bro. AJ signed 3 years ago. Yeah, he actually did, man. He signed to fight Tyson Fury in 2020. Almost 3 years ago. Because like in June of 2020, they agreed to fight. You know, the only thing is, you know, they had the pandemic, so you know the shit wouldn't happen in 2020. So they were waiting until they could have a crowd because, I mean, who's going to miss out on all that money? The only thing was, fought Wilder, beat Wilder, Joshua fought Usyk and lost to Usyk. History tells us Wilder AJ won't happen. I know AJ stepped down, but I have the weird feeling both guys have become more willing to risk after getting older. Talking some LS. Dude, I don't know what these, like, they got a new software on the lives and it makes the fucking font smaller. So if you guys please, can you type in all caps? Because it's like, you can increase the video, like the picture, but you can't increase the fucking words. Fury on a 4-fight stop on a streak. Yeah. Making it look easy. AJ staying safe behind the jab and shrinking and striking the place and stinking the place out. Well, you got to keep in mind on who he was fighting too. Sorry, they both got older and took some losses. Yeah, that sucked. If they would have been in there to see that, dude, that would have been a big fight. That would have been a huge fight. Drive safe. Yeah, I'm trying to, man. I'm on an open highway though, man. So, you know, like I wouldn't really do this in the inner city. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't do this in the inner city. Like I could do a video, like record a video driving, but I couldn't do a live driving in the inner city. So I couldn't do it. Say what you want about him, but AJ took some risk. Yeah, he took some risk. He took risks that Deontay Wilder didn't take. Tyson Fury didn't take. I mean, they didn't take those risks. So, Joshua has a good resume, man. It's just now what's happened after Joshua beats these guys, they get beat again, and they get beat by other guys that, you know, like Chisora, like Joshua beat Pulev, and then Chisora beat Pulev in a 12-rounder. But Pulev already beat Chisora already, so they're really tied. They can fight again if they want. So if you want to give some guys some money, some older cats, let them guys get in there again. But I would rather see the crossover. I want to see Al Heyman's fighters. You know, Ortiz, he's not going to stop because he doesn't know how to. You know, he's been fighting professionally since he defected. And he was old then. So, you know, he ain't going to stop fighting. Pulev versus Ortiz would be good. I think Pulev gets him. Ortiz, man, I don't know. Ortiz is just, he's tough though. I mean, I seen when Andy Ruiz caught his ass in that eye, dude, that shit was just, that was cringeworthy. Because his eye immediately just swole, dude. He fought Klitschko in his 19th professional fight. Hell yeah, he took a risk. Man, I thought that was going to be another Lennox Lewis, Michael Grant type fight. Because, see, I had picked Klitschko to beat AJ. I said AJ ain't going to win that fight. I like AJ because, you know, he was a young fighter coming up and stuff. But I say this dude ain't going to beat fucking Klitschko. That's Klitschko, bro. And what happened? He beat Klitschko. But understand, Klitschko could have got him out of there. He could have got him out of there. You know, and another good thing that saved that fight, let me tell you, is something else. The referee, people. The referee in the Klitschko-AJ fight, I'm sorry, the AJ Klitschko fight, is the reason why that fight was so good. Now imagine you had some chicken shit, soft-hearted ass, I can't take violence to my eyesight, fucking British ref. That fight would have been probably stopped in the 6th or in the 5th. You know what I mean? Like, see, like a lot of those. Or it could have been stopped when AJ was tired as shit. When Klitschko was belting him. See, you sometimes, bro, these referees, and if you guys haven't seen my first volume of referees review, check it out. I got it on my community, so you guys can check it out on my community or check it out in the videos. But you know, I make countless videos every day. I never stop, open 7 days a week, 24/7. So yeah. But referees are the reason why certain fights are classic and certain fights are disasters. And in that fight, we had an experienced American referee, and that shit was very good. It was a fight that, dude, I loved it. You know, I watched that fight today. Again, I have people that don't watch boxing. They watch MMA. Shout out to Tim Smith, one of my stunt brothers. And, you know, he was like, man, normally, he was like, boxing's boring to me. But when I saw Klitschko fight Anthony Joshua, he said, dude, that fight had me on the edge of my seat. That had me not bored. That had me very entertained. And it was a surprise to hear him say that because he's pro UFC. You know, he's pro UFC. So, yeah, that tells you a lot about him. That version of Klitschko that fought AJ would have beat any other heavyweight at that time. When it could have been Fury versus AJ for Undisputed, plus IBO, plus Ring Magazine in the UK, that would have been colossal. Yeah, well, it could have been, but, you know, Tyson would rather fight Deontay because he was worried about getting sued, so they claim. I doubt that. You know, that fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, the trilogy, that was already in motion. Bob Arum had already secured a venue for that fight, and why he tries to convince people that, you know, it's Eddie Hearn's fault. Eddie Hearn should have hurried up. He dragged ass with negotiations, and he was just too late. How was he too late when Tyson Fury already said that he was going to fight, and he knew that the money's in the bag, and let's go for Saudi Arabia? And then the very next day, they came with that shit. Like, come on, bro. That's some bullshit to me. All that's bullshit. Hit the like button, gentlemen. Yeah, let's hit that like button. We got half a hundo in the building, so let's hit that like button. I'm pro MMA and pro boxing. Objectively, the UFC's the least interesting division overall is the heavyweights. Boxing is still that for sure. Historically, UFC heavyweight division is boring. It recently got interesting, but boxing heavyweight is way more dense with interesting talent. Yeah, you got a lot of people that, especially see the older fighters like Pulev and Povetkin and guys like that. Like, those guys are like, they are the last of the how do you say it? How do you put it? They're the last of that Klitschko success. See, Klitschko beat Pulev and Povetkin. And those guys, before running into Joshua, only had one loss, and that was to Klitschko. So a lot of those fighters that were very good were only beaten one time, and that was by the hands of Klitschko. Klitschko was taking people out. How would Prime Mike do today? He would be pretty good. Would he be favored against someone like Tyson? No, because you know what I mean. But then, like, people are bigger now. Like Oscar Rivas, man. Again, I don't know what happened to that kid. He's not a kid. He's a grown ass man now. But he could have, like, the way he was built, the power that he had, and he was tough. Like, he should have let Mike train him. Mike Tyson training Oscar Rivas, bro, that dude would have been the next heavyweight champion. He was a little bigger than Mike, still stocky, muscular, tough. You know what I mean? He dropped Dillian White. He beat Andy Ruiz in the Olympics. Brian Jennings, he took him out. You know, and then we really haven't seen him since. We really haven't seen him since. Salute Kurt. Praise the Lord Jesus. Renee Padilla in the building. What's up, brother? God bless you. Mike Tyson would run through Fury stylistically, I think. You know, he would have to do it just by fighting him. You know, I'm almost complete with the Ika Barabucci documentary, so I just got some tweaks on it before letting it out. So stay tuned for that, peoples. You know? But yeah, but AJ, I think AJ gets destroyed by somebody like Mike. A prime Mike and AJ? No, bro. Because see, AJ would get hit, and AJ would, you know what? He would probably like clam up like Frank Bruno did. And I think what happens, man, they get hit, they get scared. Yeah, they get scared. You know? Like, you know, normally, you know, you see people, if someone has a true fighter's mentality, you've seen them. They will, you know, instead of survival, they have a fighting instinct. You ever seen someone get hit, but then they're still swinging? You know who has a fighting instinct? Let me tell you, give you a perfect example. Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley has a fighter's instinct, not a survivor's one. Those are two different instincts. A survivor would try to either hold or clam up or take a dive or whatever to keep from getting hit. You know? But Timothy Bradley gets hit, hurt, and he's still swinging. Which a lot of times that could backfire, because again, it depends on what type of referee you got in there. You know, he could be a complete pussy. He might see a couple shots you take in the fight, and it's like, well, what the hell are you doing? That better safe than sorry shit. It's okay to go to that as a justification, but at the end of the day, if you keep on doing the same shit and getting fighter or stopping fights early, you're gonna start thinking like, wait a minute, dude, you just a motherfucker that can't. You don't even belong in the sport, because you don't even know what this sport represents. You're gonna have punches that catch, that hit, that hurts your opponent. You know, you have to know your opponent. You have to know what they're capable of taking, what they're not. Not you. Okay? So I keep saying that again and again, man, with these type of situations here. Mike's ducking and weaving would tire most of them out. Like I told you guys, if Mike Tyson ever came to me doing that shit, I would have to kick him. I would have to kick him. You know? White swings back when hurt. Um, yeah, he does. Love your analysis. They are on point. Um, Jesus, that's small. Like, how did they get so fucking small? Like, they're getting smaller, unless my eyes are getting bad. um, I'm about Mike's height. I'm going straight for a takedown. I'm not even a grappler. Well, I mean, that would make sense, though. Okay, hold on a second, guys. White is done. Kurt, I sent you a video of Big George. Yeah, I just did a video on the way here before I went live. Um, heavy bag in him, and man, he can still crack. Anyone today still, it's insane. I can just imagine him in his prime. Dude, you want to see him in his prime, bro? Watch a video. Bars. Get LASIK surgery, Kurt. I don't think it's that bad. I just think that YouTube is just too much. It's just too much, man. Yeah, I got my me and my aunt some food to eat. Kurt, you think Tua's chin can take a prime Foreman? I don't know that because there's two different primes. There's two different. I don't know, man. That's a good question because the way, see, Tua was about Frazier's height, wasn't he? And the way Foreman destroyed Frazier, unless, and then see, they're two different. They're like similar styles because Frazier was known for his left hook. You know, I used to call it the rising hammer. Oh, it's open. So I don't see George doing anything different to Tua. I think Tua had a better chin than Frazier. I think Frazier was tough, but just Tua was just, genetically built for taking a good punch. He showed that against Lennox Lewis. He showed that against a lot of fighters. But Foreman, I think Foreman would, man, the way he just chops, you know what I mean? And like his hooks that's coming like this is right where the bob would be. Okay, so, those guys kind of come down and they kind of crouch. But then like a hook coming from that angle and the way that George Foreman threw it, bro, I don't think so. I don't think that was the case. Frazier, man, got knocked down 5 to 7 times or something like that. So, listen, it's insane. I don't really think that Tua could take that. But then Tua's a guy that liked to leap, too. He liked to leap with his left hook. So he would reach up and try to touch George, But so did Frazier. So Joe Frazier jumped with that left hook. So did Tua. I think Tua's left hook is more massive. So I think Tua fighting George Foreman, though, that type of George Foreman would still be difficult. And George, I don't know, man, because George was just, I don't know. Maybe George gets caught with a punch that he's not prepared for from Tua, because George was kind of awkward. Okay, Tua in the Cordina versus Rakimov on the zone on the matchroom card before the fight. Oh, tune in. Okay, I'm about to say Tua. Tua's fighting? Dude, don't tell me Tua's fighting. I remember, man, like when I had my hair all high and stuff, I had a Tua. Man, I gotta watch some old Foreman fights now. Absolutely, bro. Foreman used to destroy people. Them chopping shots. Them chopping shots, man. Them shots were chopping, you know? But yeah, man, the way Foreman just come with these shots like that, or he would come underneath. Kind of like how Tyson Fury did Chisora. You know, Chisora's crouching down and Tyson just throwing uppercuts. Just staying out of range and landing with uppercuts. Using his leverage, fighting tall. George Foreman, I think, could do the same to Tua just like he did with Frazier. The Foreman movie comes out next Friday. Fury versus Ruiz. Who wins, Kurt? Fury. Fury destroys Ruiz. He peppers him. He plays with him. He plays with Ruiz. That's what happens. He'll you know, grab him, you know? Yeah. And it's in the UK? Nah. He's going to hit, jab, grab, hit, jab, box, grab, hit, jab, box, and grab. He's going to do that all night. And Andy's going to try to throw punches on the inside. No, that's not going to work. Unless he throws and goes behind that head, baby. That Ruiz punch. AJ sure is a magician playing some tricks on us. Glad you are one of the YouTubers to have the balls to call it out. Big up. Big wah. That's what Joshua's going to do that. He wants to be more intriguing. He wants to be more intriguing. That's what he did. So he had people pissed off and doubting him when he could have just told us, like, look, it's a part of a bigger plan because I have something in the works. He could have just said that and be like, ooh, what does that mean? Then you heard about the tournament. Then you put 2 and 2 together. Then you're like, oh, okay, AJ, that's what you're talking about. Let's go, AJ, Deontay. Let's get it on in December. The rabbit is a Ruiz special. So are people going to criticize Fury of that strategy as they did AJ? What strategy? Well, I mean, Fury started it. I mean, that was... See, they called AJ a poor man's Tyson Fury when he fought Ruiz like that, okay? That's what that was about. Fury is a top dog, #1, says Kate, man. Strangeness. Fury looked like he was a foot taller than Ruiz. We already criticized Joshua for doing that. Bill, we sure did. People forget. I just think that's, you know, like, you have fanboys. Listen, if you're a fanboy, you're not going to like this channel much. You might like it for a little bit when I'm talking about certain people. You know? But then once you find out, like, this motherfucker talks about everybody, you're not going to like it. That's just how it is, people. We already criticized. Okay, Joshua will fight before December. Yeah, that's probably Dillian White. He's lying, bro. He's lying. He's not going to fight in December. He's full of it, man. He's lying, bro. He lies. That's all he does, bro. But yeah, man, Fury unbeaten, so he is #1. See, Cartman, that's the Mayweather crap. That's the Mayweather crap. I haven't been beat. I've never been beat, so nobody beat me, so I'm the best. No, you just never fought everybody. Well, have you fought everybody? That's just like saying, I'm the best worker there is at every job. Dude, have you worked every job? No. So how can you say you're the best worker? Counterpunch. I don't always agree, but I always tune in. Best boxing channel around. Watch MMA and appreciate you, brother. Bill Cavey says, once again, White is done. But yeah. See, yeah. LOL mind games again by all. Yeah. Nobody can beat me. Have you fought everyone? No. So it is what it is. But yeah, guys, man, AJ proves again that he is the master of intrigue I appreciate you guys coming in. I'm going to get some grub in me. I haven't eaten all day. You guys, God bless, be safe. And everyone has been counterpunched. I have some more videos to send out today. It's going to be a busy day. We have the, I think we have the weigh-in today too. So that's very important between Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. So anyway, we will go live tomorrow for that particular fight as well. Again, you guys be safe, and everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.